The following program is sponsored by the Building Wisconsin Television Network.
Welcome to another project here on Building Wisconsin. I'm Stuart Keith, and on today's show, we'll be taking a behind-the-scenes look at the plumbing at the new Bucks Arena here in downtown Milwaukee. So let's get started with Ron Babler from the Hooper Corporation. Wow, Ron, you know, words just can't describe this new arena, and what an honor it is to be able to come and visit it at this stage of the construction process and see behind the scenes. And on today's show, I wanted to catch up with you to learn more about the plumbing that goes into an iconic structure like this. And you know, when I think about plumbing, I think of plumbers being the first on site and the last ones to leave. And that's whether it's a new home construction, a high-rise, or even a stadium like this. Is that true?
Yeah, and one of the things we do is we get here in the first part of the job, we bring in the water service, we do all the plumbing underground, the roof drainage. What do we do with all the water? That's part of a plumber's job, is to get rid of that roof drainage safely so everybody doesn't have problems.
So again, not unlike other structures that you're building, this just happens to be a state-of-the-art entertainment facility in downtown Milwaukee. It's got to be fun for you to work on a project like this.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we get to come to work every day in downtown Milwaukee and see changes in the downtown with this.
How many plumbers are on site here?
Right now we have 44 plumbers, and so we're at our peak. We're on every single level of this building at the same time.
A lot of those plumbers are from the Milwaukee area, right?
Yeah, the majority of the plumbers are right from the Milwaukee area, all out of Local 75, and they work for Hooper at this particular time.
Okay, well, I'm curious to learn the role in a structure like this of the plumbing trade. And what better place to start than in a restroom? Because when I think of 17,000 plus fans here, that's a lot of people that need to be accommodated when they have to go to the bathroom, let's face it. And so is this one of the restrooms?
Yeah, this is one of the numerous restrooms, and what we're looking at here is the water closet carriers. So we have to have the water to the toilet, we have to have the sanitary waste that we get rid of, and this part of this system is to hold up the toilet when you walk in.
Oh, and so when this is completed, we'll see an actual porcelain or whatever type of toilet fits right on here, and it's wall mounted essentially?
Wall mounted, you know,
wow,
because
sturdy.
We have to be nice and sturdy and safe for the customer.
And this is the supply line, so the water that feeds the toilet?
Yes.
So when I look at this looks to be a pretty intricate piece of equipment here. Do you actually build this on site?
We don't build things on site like this anymore, Stu. We build it at our shop in Madison with plumbers and bring it down on site as one big piece.
Well, later in the show, we'll have a chance to visit that pre-fabrication facility. That's going to be fascinating. Well, let's continue around here and take a look at how you guys are helping feed the bars. Oh, Ron, I can envision the bar here. It's starting to take shape. And there's going to be a lot of beverages served here.
Yeah. And one of the things the plumbers do, we run the soda and the beer conduit lines. So after they get the bar set up, this is where the soda and beer lines go to the coolers.
Oh, so behind us here, that's going to be a big cooler room with the kegs of beer and the containers of soda?
Yep, and then they'll get brought out through here, and then you'll have tappers and the soda dispensers.
And so it comes right into this area and then gets distributed, because there are probably numerous ones all the way around here.
All the bars have soda and beer supplied to them, and our plumbers ran all the conduit.
Okay, now what are down here? Are these supply lines?
We have a hot and cold water for a sink at the bar, and then also the plumbers do the CO2 lines, because your beer and soda need carbon dioxide.
Oh, Oh, okay, that makes sense. Anything special over here then? Are these more like you have the supply and then you have the waste?
Yep, we got a waste for the sink, and we got the vent and a clean out. Now, one thing I want to bring up is we have an on-site inspector from the city of Milwaukee. Okay. He's here 5 days a week. So as our plumbers, even though as trained as they are, we have a checks and balance system. So the plumbing inspector comes, verifies that we do it per code, and then everything gets tested. We have to meet a requirement, so when everything gets sheetrocked and tiled, that we don't have any problems.
So it's not just out of sight, out of mind. The general public can rest assured that it's up to code and it's been inspected. Every piece of piping here has been inspected by the city of Milwaukee.
Correct. And Jim, he's here all the time. If we need a special inspection, we make a phone call, he comes here.
Well, I can't wait to visit this particular bar. It'll have a whole new meaning to me and a whole new level of appreciation.
Stu, remember the roles of a plumber I was mentioning before? Sure. One of the major roles is the storm drainage. This building is hundreds of thousands of square feet of roof. Now we have to get rid of that water safely and discharge it underground. And these pipes here, every corner of this building has 2 of these large pipes, and that transfers all the storm water from the roof all the way down, goes underground, and gets taken care of safely.
And that's one aspect that I'd venture to guess most people don't give a second thought to. The hundreds of thousands of gallons, if not millions of gallons of water that fall in one given storm have to be safely removed.
Right. We have to get rid of it because when it rains, we don't want it going over the side of the building. We don't want it going in the building. With these pipes and these risers, we can get rid of it.
Wow, look at that. And what is this, about 7 stories tall?
7 stories tall up to the roof.
And now I see some other PVC piping over there. Is that the plumbing trade?
That's our work too. We have clear water venting, we have the sanitary waste, and we have sanitary vent. And those run from the first floor vent all the way up to the roof.
You know, I just look at it and the magnitude of this project. It's a great example of the vital role the plumbers play. You know, Ron, this is awesome getting a behind-the-scenes look at the plumbing, but it's much more than just the plumbers. I mean, my hat's off to all the tradespeople here. It looks like it's a choreographed set here. Nobody's loitering around. Everybody looks like they're on a mission, and it appears to me that safety is really at the forefront.
Yeah, not only with Hooper, but Mortensen and the owners, they take safety very important. Every morning at 6 a.m., all of us foremen on the whole project get together for a pod meeting. And after that happens, we get brought out into the bowl and they do a safety announcement after we do stretch and flex, because the owner knows that they want all the employees to go home safe every night.
What do you mean by a stretch and flex?
So they do a process of flexing some of your soft tissue joints. We do runner stretch, bend over. It's just an idea to...
All 700
all
workers?
All 722 workers.
That must be pretty impressive. And you know, to me, that speaks volumes to the professional trades, the highly skilled workforce we have here in our state, and to the apprenticeship program.
Right. And that's why you see all these people, you don't see them standing around because they know and they've been trained to know what to do when they get on the job site. Remember, Stu, when we're in the arena, I showed you a bathroom group and we talked about prefabrication?
Sure, all the toilets were lined up on a wall and you said that group of 4 was prefab.
Correct. And this is an example that comes from our shop, and it comes prefabricated as this one unit. It's attached to wheels. We bring it out on the truck, set it here. When the plumbers out on site need it, we take the forklift, lift it up on the job site, and install it instantly.
Do you find that on a project of this magnitude, it really helps with the speed? Because I know speed is of the essence. You always talk about being on time and on budget. This probably helps with both.
Yeah, because you can see it comes in one large unit, and we can bring it out, set it in the floor, and it can be installed quickly.
When you talk about being installed quickly and the time savings, give me an idea. I'm trying to grasp. I mean, on site, if a plumber or multiple plumbers were to work on this, how long would it take to fabricate here versus being prefabbed?
Well, it's probably going to take a plumber a couple days after we get the material there. When it's at the shop, it's about a day. Our plumbers there work at a bench, so it's more efficient, safer for their back, and when we come out, we can lift them with a forklift.
Wow, so there's a considerable savings there, and it's still Plumbers 75 members who are highly skilled, highly trained, creating these back in Madison.
Back in Madison, yeah. Right now we have currently 9 plumbers working in our shop making these systems up for us.
So really, at the end of the day, we're talking productivity here, not just with the plumbing trades, because you guys can get it done effectively, quickly, and that allows the project to stay on schedule because you've got to mesh with all the other trades here.
All of us trades have to work in the walls. As soon as we can get this in, the sooner they can get their prefabs in.
It's like a giant puzzle putting a project like this together, but it's in the real world with real lives, safety at the forefront, and increased productivity. Appreciate you taking time out of the busy schedule, showing us a behind-the-scenes look at the importance of the plumbing industry. Hope to see you again in the future.
We're always welcome to have you.
Building Wisconsin is made possible by the members of Plumbers 75, proudly serving their contractors and helping build Wisconsin for over 100 years.
We all know the most basic form of life requires clean water to survive. On Earth, we need it to drink, cook, clean, and it touches just about every part of our quality of life. Here in Wisconsin, we appreciate the value of clean water even more as we live alongside the Great Lakes. Yet we often forget to think about how water gets to our homes, schools, and businesses, and then safely back to Mother Nature. Where does all the dirty water go? How is it fresh and clean every time we get a glass of water? Who makes this happen? The answer, plumbers. It's the plumbers who are trained, mentored on the job, and have progressed through a 5-year education program that takes them from apprenticeship to a master of their trade. It's plumbers who are committed to a career and have been trained to protect the health and safety of our water system and make sure you never have to think about where it comes from and where it's going. Yes, we're fortunate here in Wisconsin to have an abundant supply of clean, fresh water. But even more fortunate to have a highly trained and committed workforce to keep and deliver it that way.
Plumbers 75, supporting the plumbing trade in southeast Wisconsin for over 100 years. With over a century of excellence in specialized construction services and design, Hooper Corporation has become a building leader in Wisconsin, the continental United States, and Canada. A recipient of numerous awards and recognition, Hooper's goal to remain ahead of the curve in construction technology and methods is clearly shown with their involvement in the advancement of building information modeling, BIM, leadership in energy and environmental design, LEED, and lean construction. Dedication, determination, and a commitment to be the best. Hooper Corporation and Plumbers 75, proud to be building Wisconsin. For more information on Building Wisconsin, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and be sure to watch additional episodes on YouTube or at our website, buildingwisconsintv.com.
Welcome back to Building Wisconsin. I'm Stuart Keith, and so far in today's show, we've been following the plumbing construction at the new Bucks Arena in Milwaukee. Now let's learn more about the prefabrication being done at the Hooper Corporation as we catch up with Steve Breitlow from Plumbers 75. Wow, Steve, what a beautiful looking prefabrication facility out here. And you know, I had a chance to walk through the new Bucks Arena with Ron. That is really impressive. But what stuck out to me, aside from the building itself, was the professional workforce they have there. And when I was looking at all the plumbers on site, Ron was emphatic about how highly skilled, highly trained, not only on installing all the products, but from the safety aspect. And that brought to mind, I mean, how are these plumbers trained to that high a level?
Well, I mean, all plumbers in the state of Wisconsin currently go through a 5-year apprenticeship program. The training is intense. There's day school, night school, 8,000 hours on the job.
Sure, and so through this 5-year apprenticeship, I mean, safety is probably hammered home at every single level, because it's not just your personal safety, it's the safety of all the workers around you.
Well, exactly, and over the years, safety really has become a serious issue, and safety saves money. If you got injured workers, it costs your insurance, costs lost time on the job. It's important that workers work safe for the employer, for the customer, and for the worker.
Sure, and you know, another aspect of that Bucks Arena, I know there were some percentages of workers that had to be from Milwaukee. So does Plumbers 75 actually help with that process to find local plumbers to work on that job?
Plumbers Local 75, we have 14 counties that we represent plumbers in our geographical area, but the city of Milwaukee has a residency preference program, and so part of that project's approval was to hire 40% of the workers from the city of Milwaukee. And so we work with Big Step and other organizations to try to recruit people into the trades, and also we have a pool of people that are in the city of Milwaukee already, and we're constantly training and recruiting apprentices and from the city and the surrounding areas, and the Bucks was a great example of workforce development within the city and from without the city as well.
Yeah, and I love it from the recruitment side of things, because it's not just a job. You're trying to create a career and give these people an opportunity to earn a great living and enjoy the career that they select.
There's no question. Plumbing is a career. All the building trades are lifelong jobs. The Bucks is a tremendous project, but when that job's wrapped up, workers on that project are going to be lined up getting ready for those next projects to ramp up.
And really, when you think about Plumber 75, is that the relationship they create with companies like Hooper? And Hooper can count on the workforce they get from you to be highly skilled, highly trained. They're not going to have to worry about it. To me, it seems like the ultimate in peace of mind and efficiency for a company like Hooper.
It's a partnership. I mean, we're partners in training, we're partners in workforce development. Our pension fund, our health fund, all these things are jointly managed, labor and management, managed funds and benefits. We collectively bargain our labor agreements. That gives the employer a sense of how much is the cost of labor going to be for this job throughout the job and the next job, so we can project that out for several years. So all of those costs are set up front.
Yeah, and to me, if I'm an employer like Hooper or any of your contractors, I mean, to me, that streamlines the process and it alleviates the concern of, boy, are the labor costs going to go up or what's going to happen here? You can accurately project the future by working with an entity like Plumber 75. Am I correct in assuming that?
You're exactly correct. The workers feel comfortable that they know that they have a future and they know what they can expect, and it works for the employers as well and the customers. So I have customers call me routinely and say, what's the cost of labor for the next year or two in your area? We're looking at doing a big project, and we can give them those numbers.
Yeah, boy, that is awesome. It's a great relationship. I love the term partnership. And at the end of the day, we all benefit in the state of Wisconsin through that relationship. I mean, like you said, the workers here, they're happy. The contractors are happy. The Bucks are happy in this particular instance. And all of us can take pride in that new arena that's being built.
It is great, and what's nice is the customers don't even know a lot of times all the stuff that happens. We work out that stuff with our partners, and there's a tremendous amount of peace of mind knowing that a lot of those costs are predetermined and projected out for years sometimes.
Well, when you talk about staying on time and on budget, that's a key factor in the success of these major infrastructure projects throughout our great state. I appreciate you coming on. Right now I want to catch up with Mark from Hooper and learn more about the prefabrication process.
Yep. It's been my pleasure, Stu.
Well, Mark, this is an intricate piece of plumbing.
Yes, Stu, there we have a PRV, a pressure reducing valve. Most larger buildings that we do, they have to use a booster pump to get the proper pressures to certain parts of the building, but there's parts of the building we have to bring back down to a certain pressure, and we use these.
You know, pressure relief valve, never seen one this large. I mean, you see them in residential settings, but they're pretty small.
Yep, like to feed a boiler or something, you might have a smaller one.
Sure, and throughout today's show, we've had the opportunity to learn more about the plumbing at the new Bucks Arena in downtown Milwaukee. And Ron took us through and was showing us how a lot of that work is being done actually off-site in a prefabrication facility. And as I look around, it's a great opportunity for us to learn more about that aspect. Out here in Madison, how big is this shop?
Well, we got 8,000 square feet in this shop here. So we've done most of the in-wall prefab there, and now we're starting with some of the mechanical rooms.
Do you find that the prefab is becoming more and more popular?
Yes, it's becoming very popular. Actually, a lot of the clients are requesting prefabrication in order to get the job.
Sure, and why not? I mean, when I look at the craftsmanship that's gone into this pressure relief valve, in my opinion, it would be hard to replicate that quality out on site, at least consistently. And is that really the root of prefabrication? Is obviously efficiency, but the consistency in the end product?
Yes, it is, because we can control it in here a lot better. We don't have to deal with the weather. We don't have to deal with the other trades in our way or waiting for them to finish what they got to do. We can do it ahead of time, and then we can move it into the site and install it right away.
Sure, it's got to make you guys happy, the contractor and the end user for sure. Now, what's going on down here?
Down here, Stu, we have Ryan. He's assembling lavatory carriers to put in the wall to hold China lavs.
Oh, okay, yeah, we saw something similar there for the water closets down on site.
Correct, same thing. These are just for the lavatories.
And so this really speeds up the installation?
Yes, because he can set it all on this jig here and build it repetitiously.
And so once you have a bunch of these, you just ship them down to Milwaukee, and it's easier for those guys to install them on site?
Yep, we skid them up and we label them for what bathroom they're installed in, so it's very simple for when they unload it to get it in the right spot in the job site.
Boy, it makes sense to me. Now, is this plumbing also for the Bucks Arena?
Yes, these are mop sink faucets, which would go into a janitor's closet for the janitors to use.
Sink. I haven't heard that term, but that makes sense. And I assume right here is where the faucets go. So this would all be in the wall, and this would actually be the faucet handles?
This would be the faucet handles. You're cold and hot, and then you got your spout will come out here later on.
Now, what are these over here?
These are hangers, Stu, for hanging our waste and vent piping.
Oh, okay. And so these would screw into the ceiling, and it looks like they're all labeled?
Yes, we label them because everything's shot in with a Trimble unit, so they have a map basically where these hangers go. So the guys installing them in the field match this number up to where they go on the job site, and then they're all perfectly pitched for the pipe in the right place.
Okay, and what are these over here? I've seen these out on site actually sticking up through the concrete.
These are actually a sleeve that we put in prior to pouring the floors, so we have a place to run our pipes up to the next floor.
Okay, and then behind you I see the carriers. These are all bundled up, ready to be shipped out?
Yep, they're skidded out, labeled, ready for shipment to the job.
And as I look around here at this shop, not only is it incredibly clean, it's incredibly efficient. I mean, everything the plumbers need are right here on all these racks?
Yes, we keep all our prefab stuff right here on the shelves so they don't have far to go and get it. Where on a job site, you might have to go down 3 floors and out to a job trailer to get the same material.
So a great case in point of how efficiency is the name of the game, not only on installing it out on site, but here at the prefab shop?
Yep, and that helps our client get a better building, quicker, more efficient.
Now, is this a different type of hanger?
Yes, Stu, here we have trapeze type hangers, which will have multiple pipes on them. It allows us to put more pipes on one hanger versus like the ones we've seen before with just an individual pipe.
Yeah, when we were out on site at the arena, I recognized a lot of these, and there just seemed to be thousands of them throughout that huge facility.
Yes, it's a very efficient way to run multiple pipes on one type of hanger.
Okay, so is Sean actually constructing these right now?
Yes, he is. And as you can see that he's adjusting them to the height they want them, putting the right hanger with the right length of rods. He has all his hardware and everything he needs within arm's reach to keep it more efficient.
Yeah, really, efficiency, again, the name of the game here. And to me, I gotta believe it's actually safer. You're not fumbling around out on site. You have an ergonomically designed table here, so you're not bending over, hurting your back. I mean, the plumbers themselves must really like this prefabrication.
Yeah, if you have to put a lot of this stuff up in the air, you have the danger of dropping something on another worker or something, where here it's all assembled in one piece. You take it in the lift, put it up in place.
And behind you here, some more fabrication going on?
Yeah, Stu, here we have water closets that we're fabricating.
Oh yeah, out on site I said we saw some of these, although this looks like 3 of them in a row. I think there are 8 or 10 at the bathroom we happen to be in.
Yeah, there's multiple size bathrooms in that facility, of course.
And so what is Austin doing to fabricate or prefab a water closet hanger?
He's putting on the vent piping and the waste piping, and he's putting the rods on for the final fixture to be hung on later.
So if this is all in a wall, there'd be a toilet on each side of the wall here?
Yep, you got the women's on one side and the men's on the other.
Okay, and again, as I look at the prefabrication, Look it's right at waist level. You're not bending over. It's efficient. All the parts are here.
Once again, he has everything he needs at this table to build this.
Well, even though it sounds simple and you look at it, you still have to be highly educated. You got to have to understand math and computers, right?
In this day and age, it's not only the math, but everything's computer generated now. And as you can see in the drawing here, this is what it's going to actually look like on site.
Wow, is this nice? This CAD drawing or 3D modeling must really help, like Austin in this case, visualize the end result.
Yeah, he's not only got the measurements on one drawing, but then he's also got the 3D model to look and match everything up and miss anything that might be in the way other in the job site.
And you know, when we talked to Steve Breitlow, we talked about the 5-year apprenticeship, and this is a big part of it now, is all this modeling and math and understanding these plans and designs of the prefabrication.
Yeah, they're learning all this in school, how to run the computers and navigate through the program to see where they're at.
Okay, so when these products are completed, they're loaded up onto carts and be shipped down to Milwaukee?
Yes, here we got some that are already carted up, ready to be loaded on our delivery truck and delivered to the job site.
Look at that, they're actually on wheels?
Yes, we put them on wheels, so once they crane them up to the 3rd, 4th, 5th floor, they can wheel them right into the bathroom and install them.
Boy, when you talk about efficiency, that's what you're talking about, and something that I overlooked, because when we were down there, I mean, that's several stories high. They have to be craned up there and offloaded, and I bet those casters make it a lot easier for the guys out on site.
Yes, you don't have somebody hurting their back by lifting them or anything like that, so it's a safety factor, too, as far as injuries.
And so how long until these are actually installed once they leave this facility?
Well, we ship them out in the morning, and sometimes I'm getting pictures in the afternoon of them already being installed.
Wow, so when we talk about prefabrication leading to increased efficiency, that's a great example right there. The same day it's being constructed here at the prefab shop, it's being installed down in Milwaukee.
Correct, Stu.
And so when a client or a customer like the Bucks is requiring prefabrication on their jobs, that's a great case in point, because it does increase the efficiency and it keeps it on time and on budget. And the timelines are getting shorter and shorter, aren't they?
Yeah, schedules keep getting tighter and tighter on these jobs, so we have to build this stuff ahead of time. So when they're ready for it on the job, it's ready for them to install at that moment.
And it's not just the Bucks. I mean, more and more construction projects, especially the large ones, are requiring prefabrication.
Hospitals, schools, you name it, we're prefabbing it.
Well, you know, it's been great visiting your prefab facility here. Keep up the good work, and hopefully we'll see you on another Building Wisconsin episode.
Thanks for coming out, Stu.
For more information on Building Wisconsin, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and be sure to watch additional episodes on YouTube or at our website, buildingwisconsintv.com. The preceding program was sponsored by the Building Wisconsin Television Network.